Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 23rd and 24th of August 2023. Let's start with our session. India has settled its first ever crude oil payment to which country in local currency? So in an effort to boost the bilateral trade and reduce reliance on the US dollar, India has settled its first ever crude oil payment to the country UAE in local currency. And this deal was facilitated under the local currency settlement system between state-owned Abu Dhabi and the National Oil Company along with Indian Oil Corporation. So this deal is the second transaction under this local currency settlement system, and the first deal took place in the month of July, and it involved the sale of 25 kgs of gold from a leading UAE gold exporter to a buyer in the country India. Okay, so recently we have settled the first ever crude oil payment to the country UAE in local currency. Now apart from it, Lake Ohrid, which was seen in the news recently, is located in which continent? So this is a lake which spans the border between the southwestern part of North Macedonia and eastern Albania. Okay, so it is one of the Europe's deepest and oldest lakes, and recently scientists have uncovered what may be one of the Europe's earliest sedentary communities, which date back to nearly 8,000 years. Here the homes were built on stilt that could be the oldest lakeside settlement ever found in Europe. Okay, simply you have to remember that Lake Ohrid is located in Europe. Okay, the next question is, what is the proposed outlay of the Vishwakarma Yojna scheme which was recently announced? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced Vishwakarma Yojna scheme for the artisans with an allocation of 15,000 crore rupees so as to help the skill development among the youth. And this scheme will be launched in the month of September on the Vishwakarma Jayanti, which basically falls every year on 17th of September. Okay, so the proposed outlay of Vishwakarma Yojna scheme is 15,000 crore rupees. Also recently, Matangini Hazra was in news. You have to tell me, she was a woman freedom fighter from which Indian state? First of all, let's see why she was in news. Because President Draupadi Murmu paid tributes to the women freedom fighters, including Matangini Hazra and Kanaklata Barua, who laid down their lives for the country, and she paid tribute to these women freedom fighters on the eve of Independence Day, right? So she is from the state of West Bengal, and she vigorously participated in Mahatma Gandhi's civil disobedience movement, especially the Salt Satyagraha, and she was 73 when she fell to British bullets, while Kanaklata Barua was only 17 years. Okay, so that's why these women freedom fighters were in news, and she is a woman freedom fighter from the state of West Bengal. The next question is, Karnal Singh Isru, who was seen in the news recently, was a social activist from which Indian state? So again, it is related with the eve of Independence Day, because on the occasion of India's Independence Day this year, the Chief Minister of Punjab, Mr. Bhagwant Mann, paid tribute to the late activist Karnal Singh Isru, who died on the same day in the year 1955 while participating on the Goa Liberation Movement for the state's accession to India. So he was born in the year 1930 in the Dhana Village, which is now in Pakistan, and Isru participated in a march from Pune to Goa in the year 1955 at a time when the state was under Portuguese colonial rule. Okay, so he was a social activist from the state of Punjab. Basically, they were in news because important personalities have paid their tribute on the occasion of Independence Day. So that's why this question can be asked in your examination. Okay. Also recently, Bindeshwar Pathak who passed away, was associated with which field? Actually, he is important because he is the founder of Sulabh International, and also he was a Padma Bhushan recipient, and he was basically associated with social work. He is a social worker, and recently he passed away at the age of 80 years. Okay, so he was the founder of Sulabh International, which is an India-based social service organization which works to promote human rights, environmental sanitation, waste management and reforms through education. And he was credited with bringing in revolutionary Sulabh complex public toilet system to India. Okay, so recently he passed away at the age of 80 years. Next question is, Dhana Village, also known as the Bhagat Village, is located in which state or the union territory? Actually, Indian Army has dedicated a 115 feet long bridge to Dhana, which is the last village at the line of control in Kupwara district of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and this bridge has been named as Bhagat Bridge in the memory of late Major Bhagat Singh, who laid down his life defending this sector in the 1965 war. Okay, and this village is popularly known as Bhagat Village. Fine. So it is located in Jammu and Kashmir. Fine. Also, can you tell me, the full-time children is a popular concept of which particular country? So recently a new trend in China is becoming popular, which is being employed as full-time children to one's own parents, and youth employment has been a national concern in China these days, and that's why parents are hiding their own kids full-time on a specific payment. Okay, so in June 2023, the rate of employment among 16 to 24-year-old people was 21.3%, and as per the reports, these full-time kids are paid closer to 8,000 yuan a month, which is the average salary in China country. Okay, simply have to remember that full-time children is a popular concept of China country. Which is the first state to provide free in vitro fertilization treatment? So this treatment will now be available to Goan couples free of cost at the Goa Medical College and Hospital from 1st of September. So the Assisted Reproductive Technology and Intrauterine Insemination Center was launched at the super specialty block of the Goa Medical College and Hospital. Okay, so Goa is the first state in the country to provide free in vitro fertilization treatment. Fine. Then apart from it, the Hurricane Dora and Tropical Storm Greg have recently hit which particular region? So Greg has reached near Hawaii state of the US, which is already reeling under the devastating impact of wildfire. If you remember, we have talked about it in our previous lectures. And Hurricane Dora has created high gusty winds over Maui recently, and it complicated the wildfire problem. Also, it became a typhoon, and it was the second tropical system on record to remain at hurricane strength across the eastern, central and the western Pacific basins. Fine. So Hurricane Dora and Tropical Storm Greg have recently hit Hawaii Islands. Okay. The next question is, which Asian country has announced a golden visa program? So Indonesia country is all set to launch its own golden visa program by the end of 2023, and the popular tourist destination is working to change its immigration policy in order to promote foreign investment and attract international, entrepreneurial and business talent. So as per the initial announcement, the new residency by investment visa was slated to be available by June 2023. And last year, the country announced a new second home visa of 5 years and 10 years. Right? So Indonesia has announced this golden visa program. The next question is, which state launched Abua Awas Yojna to build homes for the needy? So Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Mr. Hemant Soren, launched 15,000 crore rupees Abua Awas Yojna on the occasion of 77th Independence Day to build homes for the needy in the next 2 years. So Mukhyamantri Sarthi Yojna has been started to provide skill training to the youth of the state. Also Mukhyamantri Rozgar Shrijan Yojna is being implemented to provide different type of loans at subsidized rates to whom? To the tribals, Dalit, backward, minority and differently abled youth of the state for self-employment. Okay. So this Abua Awas Yojna has been launched by Jharkhand state. Now apart from it, the Ramgarh Dam, which was seen in the news recently, is located in which state or the Union Territory? So Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot, has announced that the historic Ramgarh Dam here will be filled with water of the Isarda Dam under the Eastern Rajasthan Canal project. So under this project, 53 dams of Dausa, Savai Madhopur, Karoli, Bharatpur and Alwar districts will be connected with the project to provide water. Fine. Simply you have to remember that Ramgarh Dam is located in the state of Rajasthan. Okay. You might be thinking why we are so fast today, because we have already missed 2 lectures because of some issues and now we have to recover them. Okay. So that's why number of questions are more today. So we have to be fast. Okay. If you are feeling that video is moving at super fast speed, you can always reduce the speed by using the YouTube feature. Okay. Coming to the question again. Which country is the host of the CLAT 2023 defense exercise? So this is a multilateral, multi-platform exercise that includes ashore and at-sea training evaluations that emphasizes real-world engagements to enhance cooperation and maritime security capabilities in the Indo-Pacific region. Okay. Don't forget that from India side, INS Kulish, which is a guided missile corvette of Andaman and Nicobar Command at Port Blair, visited Singapore country to take part in this particular exercise. Okay. So which country is the host of CLAT 2023 defense exercise? Answer would be Singapore. And from India side, INS Kulish participated. Fine. Now can you tell me what is this Earendel which was seen in the news? Actually, it is a kind of star. Basically, in the month of March 2022, astronomers announced the discovery of the farthest known star via an image taken by the Hubble Space Telescope, and they named it as Earendel. But now recently, James Webb Space Telescope's near-infrared camera have taken a look at the same star and revealed that it is a hydrogen-burning star, and if we compare it with the Sun, it's twice as hot and 1,000,000 times more luminous. Okay, so that's why this star was in news. You have to remember that this Earendel is a name of a particular star. Okay. Also, what is the name of India's first long-range revolver? So India's first long-range revolver is Prabal, and recently it has been launched at the Small Arms Factory, and it was manufactured by state-owned enterprise Advanced Weapons and Equipment India Limited. Okay, so this revolver has a range of total 50 meters, which is double the range of other revolvers in the market, and it is the first time in the country that it has side wing cylinder, which makes trigger pull very easy. So Prabal is made with metal injection mold technology. Simply have to remember that what is the name of India's first long range revolver. So this is Prabal. Okay. The next question is, Aditi Swami, who was seen in the news recently, plays which sport? So recently she becomes the first Indian to clinch individual world title at the World Archery Championships. And less than 2 months after clinching the junior world title, she now became the senior world champion in the summit clash of compound women's event in Berlin. Fine. Also, don't forget that India's Ojas Deotale created history by becoming the new world champion in the men's individual compound event. Okay, so Aditi Swami is associated with the game archery. The next question is, Which city is the host of the Youth 20, that is Y20 Summit? So under the overall framework of G20 presidency, the Y20 India Engagement Group meeting concluded successfully in Varanasi. And Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports organized this Youth 20 Summit, and during the summit Y20 Communique was discussed and negotiated. Thereafter it has been signed successfully with unanimous consent. Okay, simply have to remember that which city is the host of Y20 Summit. Answer is Varanasi. Also, can you tell me the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojna Urban is implemented by which union ministry? So it is associated with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So currently this ministry is underway with the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojna, which was originally launched in the year 2015. Basically, it aims to build affordable houses in the urban India. So Prime Minister on the day of Independence announced another scheme for the urban middle class, which aims to ease the process of acquiring and constructing a home of their own. Okay, so Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojna Urban is implemented by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The next question is, what is the new name of the scheme launched to augment city bus operation by 10,000 e-buses on PPP model? So Cabinet has approved a bus scheme, the name of which is PM E-Bus Seva, for augmenting bus operation by 10,000 e-buses on public-private partnership model. And the scheme would have an estimated cost of 57,613 crore rupees, out of which support of 20,000 crore rupees will be provided by the central government. And this scheme will actually support the bus operations for the next 10 years. And under the scheme, priority will be given to the cities having no organized bus service. Okay. So what is the name of this new scheme that has been launched to augment city bus operation by 10,000 e-buses on PPP model? So this is PM E-Bus Seva. Also, what is the total outlay of the expansion of Digital India program? So this program was launched on 1st of July 2015 to enable digital delivery of services to the citizens. And the total outlay is 14,903 crore rupees. So Union Cabinet recently approved the expansion of this program, which would actually enable 6.25 lakh IT professionals to be reskilled and upskilled under the Future Skills Prime program, and 2.65 lakh persons will be trained in information security under the Information Security Education Awareness Space program, and another 540 additional services will be available under the Umang application or Umang platform. Okay, so basic outlay of the expansion of Digital India program is 14,903 crore rupees. Next is, which country is the host of International Conference on Preserving Information Integrity and Public Trust in Elections? So Election Commission of India, Mr. Arun Goel, has participated in a significant international conference that focuses on preserving information integrity and public trust in elections. Okay, and this conference held in the country Brazil, and it was co-hosted by International Foundation for Electoral System and Tribunal Superior Electoral Brazil. Okay, so which country is the host of International Conference on Preserving Information Integrity and Public Trust in Election? Answer would be Brazil. Also, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs signed mutual recognition arrangement with which country recently? So this cabinet was chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this cabinet has approved the signing and ratification of the mutual recognition arrangement between the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs along with Australian government. Okay, basic aim is to provide reciprocal benefits to accredited and the trusted exporters of both the signatories in the clearance of goods by the custom authorities of the importing country. Fine. Simply have to remember that CBIC has signed this mutual recognition arrangement with the country Australia. The next question is, which Indian city is the host of G20 Digital Innovation Alliance Summit? So, Union Minister of State for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, inaugurated this G20 Digital Innovation Alliance Summit in Bangalore city. And as part of India's G20 presidency, the G20 Digital Innovation Alliance initiative was launched under Ministry of Electronics and IT Startup Hub. Okay, so G20 Digital Innovation Alliance Summit was hosted by Bangalore city. Also, which institution has recently set up a new design division to formulate policy and guidelines? So this is National Highways Authority of India. They have set up a design division that will actually formulate the policy and guidelines for planning, designing, construction and maintenance of different bridges, structures, tunnels, etc. on the national highways across the country. So an IT-based monitoring system will be developed by the design division for bridge inventory, drawings, identification of distressed bridges, and also it will propose an annual plan for their repair and construction. Okay, so NHAI has set up this new design division to formulate policy and guidelines. Next is, India's first ever night street racing circuit has been launched in which Indian state? So a new street circuit which will also hold night races was launched by Tamil Nadu government in Chennai. So state government has partnered with Racing Promotions Private Limited for this project, and it is also the promoter of Indian Racing League along with F4 Indian Champions. Okay, so India's first ever night street racing circuit has been launched in the state of Tamil Nadu. Also, Tamil Nadu was in news because India's very first common testing center for unmanned aerial system is set to be established in this state, and the outlay for this program is 45 crore rupees. Also, don't forget that Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation is the nodal agency for the implementation of the Tamil Nadu Defence Industrial Corridor, and one of the strategies of the corridor is to provide an ecosystem for the aerospace and defense industry. Okay, you can be asked that India's first common testing center for unmanned aerial system is set to be established in which state or the union territory? So that would be Tamil Nadu state. Which country's Independence Day is also called as Tujuh Belasan? So this country is Indonesia. Why it was in news? Because Google Doodle has celebrated Indonesia's 78th Independence Day, which is also known as Tujuh Belasan, with a special illustration created by artist Dela Maharani. Okay, so Indonesia officially declared independence from Dutch rule on 17th of August 1945. Basically, Indonesia was ruled by Japanese for 4 years between 1942 and 1945, and after the end of Second World War, Indonesia got their independence. Fine. So this is Indonesia. Next is, which state has launched the Annapurna food packet scheme? So Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot, has recently launched the state government's Annapurna food packet scheme. Basic aim is to distribute the food packets to more than 10.4 million families for free every month. And this scheme is the part of inflation relief package as announced by the state government in their budget to provide relief to the public. Okay, so Annapurna food packet scheme is associated with Rajasthan state. Also, which institution has recently released a handbook on combating gender stereotypes? So this is Supreme Court of India. Recently, they have made an important contribution to gender equality and justice by issuing a handbook that is expected to guide the judges and the members of the legal community to identify and avoid wrong type of stereotypes, especially about women. Okay, so it provides exclusion of gender unjust terms and expressions, and it proposes alternative words and phrases for use in legal documents, including orders and judgment. Fine. So recently, Supreme Court of India has released a handbook on combating gender stereotypes. Who was Dr. V.S. Arunachalam, who passed away recently? This is very important personality because he is former DRDO Director General, okay? And recently he passed away in the US at the age of 87 years. So he was the head of DRDO and was the scientific advisor to the Defense Ministry as well from 1982 to 92. And in the year 2015, he was conferred with DRDO's Lifetime Achievement Award for his outstanding contribution to the field of scientific research and technology. Fine. So Dr. V.S. Arunachalam is former DRDO Director General and recently he passed away. The next question is, which country has approved a law which permits purchase and possession of cannabis for recreational use? So the government of Germany has recently approved a draft law which permits individuals to purchase and possess cannabis for recreational use, and under the draft law, adults can possess up to 25 grams of cannabis and grow up to 3 plants for personal use only. And further, the draft states that people will also be allowed to join non-profit cannabis clubs of up to 500 members where the drug can be legally cultivated and purchased. Fine. So Germany has approved a law which permits purchase and possession of cannabis for recreational use. Also, which state has recently withdrawn an earlier order that was issued in respect of the deemed forest? So this is the state Odisha. The government of Odisha has recently withdrawn its earlier order that was issued on 11th of August 2023, which stated that deemed forest as a category would cease to exist under the recently amended Forest Conservation Act of 2023. And the state government has put the decision on hold till issuance of final guidelines by the Forest Ministry. What is this deemed forest? Basically, it is a kind of land which appears to be a forest but is not notified as forest land by the central or the state government. Okay. So recently, Odisha government has withdrawn their earlier order that was issued in respect of deemed forest. Which institution has launched the Flood Watch mobile application? So Central Water Commission has launched this mobile application, and basic aim is to use mobile phones to disseminate information that is related to the flood situation and forecast up to 7 days on a real-time basis to the public. So the in-house developed application has readable and audio broadcast, and all the information is available in both the languages, that means English and Hindi. So key feature of the application includes real-time flood monitoring, where the users can check up-to-date flood situation throughout the country. Okay. So Flood Watch mobile application has been launched by Central Water Commission. Then apart from it, Union Ministers Dharmendra Pradhan and Nirmala Sitharaman recently launched Kuvi and Desia books at Bhubaneswar. And the event also witnessed the special cover release on behalf of the Department of Post that works under Ministry of Communication, and this is a collaborative effort with Central University of Odisha, Department of Post and NCERT. You can be asked that Union Ministers Dharmendra Pradhan and Nirmala Sitharaman launch Kuvi and Desia books in which Indian state? So answer would be Odisha. Okay. And now the last question says, which bank is to provide loan via RBI's public tech platform for frictionless credit platform? So this is Axis Bank. Recently, this bank has announced the introduction of 2 lending products to small business customers, which will be processed through pilot for public tech platform for frictionless credit platform. And it was announced by Reserve Bank of India so as to facilitate quick appraisal and dispersal of credit. Okay. So the 2 products announced by the Axis Bank are Kisan Credit Card and unsecured MSME loans. Fine. So this is Axis Bank. Also, during India's G20 presidency, India has managed to build consensus on 2 of the most contentious priority areas for the health track, that means creating a research and manufacturing network for vaccines, therapeutics and diagnostic, and second one is to set up a platform for digital health. Okay, and this platform is expected to focus on equitable research and development in manufacturing of vaccines, drugs and diagnostic. So you can be asked that which meeting under India's presidency led to a consensus on setting up a global initiative on digital health led by World Health Organization. So that would be G20. Okay. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. Also, a lecture on 25th of August will be uploaded very soon on the channel. So please stay tuned. It will be uploaded within 1 to 2 hours. So please check it out. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Zahadsana signing off.